Hello there. We are getting ready for our Module 4 test. So we are going to do a quick review over 4.1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you'll have an assignment on that. So I'm just going to go through here and do some review problems that cover the entire module lesson here. All right, make a table of values for each equation. So on your test, you're going to have to fill in some different tables here. So how do we go about doing that? Well, remember, we're replacing this x value every time with a new number. So if you read that to me, it says 4 times x plus 3. So 4 times x plus 3. And the first number they want us to put in here is a -2. So 4 times -2 is -8 plus 3, so we get a -5. Okay, then we have to plug in a new number. So now we have 4 times -1 plus 3. So we have -4 plus 3 is -1. And then in our next one, we're plugging in a 0. 4 times 0 plus 3. So we have 0 plus 3 is 3. Then we have 4 times 1 plus 3. So 4 plus 3 is 7. And maybe you can see a pattern here that every single time they're adding 4, adding 4, adding 4, adding 4. So this last one right here will be an 11. All right, so you guys should really be trying this. So take out a sheet of paper, stop the video. Can you do the problem? Do you know what you have to do? And in this one, it looks like they want us to fill in a table, and then we're going to have to graph it. Okay, so this is going to be -1/2 times a -4 minus 3. Wow, lots of negatives in this one. So negative times a negative is a positive. So we have 2 minus 3. So we get a -1. The next one's going to be -1/2 times a -2 minus 3. So negative times a negative is a positive. So we have 1 minus 3. And we get a -2. And the next one, we're going to put in -1/2 times 0 minus 3. Well, anything times 0 is 0. 0 minus 3 is a -3. And then we're going to put in a 2. -1/2 times a +2 minus 3 is -1 minus 3, which is -4. And you can see the pattern, -1, -2, -3, -4, and we get a -5. Okay, I'm going to move this up just a little here so that we can now graph those ordered pairs. Well, we can graph -4, -1, so -4, -1, -2, -2, 0, -3, 2, -4, and ooh, this barely fits, 4, -5. And then remember, we connect them and put an arrow on the end. Okay, now another way we could have done that is if you look from the very beginning, they tell us that the y-intercept is a -3. Okay, so the y-intercept is a -3, and then they tell us that our slope is -1/2. So could we have done this by saying y-intercept is -3? Well, look, that's the same exact dot. And then -1/2, so I'm going to go up 1, left 2, same dot. Or some of you would say down 1, right 2. So down 1, right 2, and we have that dot. So you can either graph it from the table or from using your other information from your y equals mx plus b. All right, state whether each graph of linear relationship is solid or unconnected. So they want to know, would you leave your graph as connecting them like I just did, or should we just leave them as dots? Are they solid or unconnected? So the relationship of a height of a tree and the time since it was planted. So, is a tree steadily always growing, 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 steadily growing, growing, growing? So this would actually be a line. Okay, the relationship between number of $12 DVDs and the total cost. Okay, so let's think about this. When you buy one DVD, is it going to be up here at $12? And if you buy two DVDs, is that going to be up here at $24? So first of all, are you ever going to buy 1.5 DVDs? No, because you have to buy a whole one. And then are we ever going to have the numbers in between here? Is it going to jump from 12 to 24? And the next one would jump up to 36. Okay, so this is going to be a set of unconnected dots. All right, find the slope and the y-intercept. Okay, so we have a graph here. Well, it looks like the y-intercept where it's crossing the y-axis. That's probably the easiest, and that answer is 4. So now let's make our unit box. So we go straight up and over. So how many units do we go up and then over? So we went up 4, but now how many did I go over? 2, 4. Well, this is right in the middle. So I think that should be a 5. So our slope is going to be 4/5. This dot right here would be 6. So it's halfway between. So we're going to pick 5. So it went up 5, left 4, so that this will be a negative value. Up 4, left 5, so it's negative. All right, finding slope and y-intercept if you're given a table. Okay, so if we're given a table, look here, the y-intercept, what we've been saying is that this x value has to be 0. And since they gave us that 0, we can say that this y-intercept is 3. Now, how do we find slope? And remember, we can take any two ordered pairs and subtract those y values. So it doesn't matter if you do the first one and the last one or the two that are right next to each other. Just make sure you take the y values and subtract. So this is what goes on top, 13 minus 3. And because I did 13 minus 3, I have to do 5 minus 0 on the bottom. So 13 minus 3 is 10. 5 minus 0 is 5. So 10 divided by 5 is 2. So the slope is 2. All right, now can we take it one step further? Can you write the equation? Y equals blank x plus blank. Remember, slope goes in here and y-intercept goes here. So what did we find the slope to be? 2, and what did we find the y-intercept to be? 3. So if we had to graph this, which they're not telling us to, but the y-intercept, we could go 1, 2, 3, there's your dot. Now your slope's going to be up 2, right 1, up 2, right 1, and then we would connect them. Alrighty, let's go on to the next one. So we extended that one just a little bit here, so to get some knowledge going here. So find the slope and find the y-intercept. Well, it doesn't look like we have a 0 anywhere here, but can we keep this pattern going? 8, 6, 4, 2, what would the next number be? And I think that next number would be a 0. So what would the pattern be for going here? 9, 8, 7, 6. So what would that next number be? 5. So it looks like my y-intercept here is going to be 5. So if we don't have a 0 in the chart, keep the pattern going to try to make that work. Okay, finding the slope here. So I'm going to take these first two ordered pairs. Remember, y goes on top, x goes on the bottom. So here's my y's, 6 minus 5 and 2 minus 0. 6 minus 5 is 1 and 2 minus 0 is 2. So this slope is 1/2. So what would this equation be? Well, we found the slope goes in this first blank, and you guys just found the slope to be 1/2, and the y-intercept is 5. All right, determine if each relationship is proportional or non-proportional, and then we're going to explain the reasoning. So number one, proportional or not? Not proportional. Why? Not through origin. Okay, it does not go through the origin. Okay, how about number two? Yep, goes right here through 0, 0. So this one is proportional. Why? Because it goes through 0, 0. Goes through origin. Okay, so make sure you're explaining things. All right, is this proportional or non-proportional? Remember what we're looking for is that y equals mx plus b. And we want the b to be 0. If there is no number here, if this is a 0, that's what makes it proportional. So this is proportional. This is not proportional. Okay, and why? Because we're looking for b is 0. B is not 0. All right, then a chart was the third way we did this. So what we're doing for here is we're finding that k value. Because of that constant of proportionality, y over x is the same for everything, then it is proportional. Then it goes through the origin. So for all of these, we're going to take 11 and divide by 2. We're going to take 26 and divide by 5. And we're going to take 61 and divide by 12. So just grab your calculators and we got to see if those come out to be the same. 11 divided by 2 is 5.5. 26 divided by 5 is 5.2. Well, right there I can stop. This one's not proportional. Why? K value's different. K value's different. All right, number 8. 36 divided by 4, 9. 90 divided by 10, 9. 117 divided by 13. I don't know that one in my head. So I'm going to do 117 and divide by 13 on my calculator, and I get 9. So this one is proportional. Why? K values the same. Okay, I just want to go through one more problem that I got to find here. All right, how do we graph this? How do we graph? Okay, so the first thing we're going to graph is a point. What point? The y-intercept. So what is the y-intercept? The y-intercept is a -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Graph that point. And then now we're going to use your slope to find more points on here. So in this one, the slope is 2 over 5. So remember, we're going to go up because it's positive, and we're going to go right because it's positive. So this works my way and the other way. So up 2, right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if you needed more points, you can certainly go down and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and all your points line up, and we put arrows on the end. All right, hope this is a good review for you and you guys are getting ready to be successful on your Mod 4 test. Good luck on your homework.